Welcome back to the game room, guys. So today we're going to be doing a leftover pickups for 2023, and yeah, I've got more than I thought actually. I did say previously that I didn't pick a lot up last year, but I've just pulled off the shelf the games that I'm pretty certain I haven't shown you so far. I did show some of them on Instagram last year, but I'm really surprised actually how many's here. There's a bigger stack than I was expecting, and we've got a big stack of PlayStation 2 because I was really trying to get a lot of PS2s last year when I was in the collecting zone. I've got a couple of Xbox games original, and I've got a singular Xbox 360 game, which I thought I'd just put in because it's a classic, and you know, it's the only thing I did pick up last year for the 360. So yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to work on, I think. Anyway, so yes, first we got the Xbox 360 game, so I'll show you that. This is a launch title, a brilliant game, and that is Call of Duty 2. So yes, I absolutely love this game, fantastic. For me, one of the best World War II first-person shooters I've ever played. Still to this day, holds up extremely well. Yeah, the graphics have dated, of course, but I think from a pure gameplay perspective, it is still absolutely tons of fun. And there's some good humour in there. Yeah, great level design. Really enjoy it. You know, I still remember when I first played the game, and that was a game in Solihull. Me and the lads were on our lunch break. We went in there. They got the kiosk set up. This is in 2005, a few months before launch. And they got the kiosk set up, and it had like King Kong, it had I think it's Project Gotham 3, Call of Duty 2 and Cameo. I'm not sure if there's any other demos, but I'm pretty sure those were the main demos they put on the kiosk at the time. I'm sure you guys can tell me because they've done the same everywhere. But yeah, I remember just going there, seeing a kid playing Call of Duty 2, and we was all standing around, which was like, oh my god. Because all I'd seen was screenshots on the internet, and to be fair, Call of Duty 2 at that point was right down the bottom for me. I wasn't interested in buying the game. I didn't think it looked that great from what I'd seen online. But when I saw it in action, I was like, holy shit. And the smoke effects in particular, because the demo was the end of the beginning, which, you know, I still love. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, I put it on and I went back to that level. And it's just so nostalgic seeing that. When they're driving in the truck and the plane comes over and you hear the sound of the plane as it goes down and crashes into little bits. And you see the smoke rising up in the little town. It's just absolutely incredible. Even though it's outdated graphics, it still to me looks gorgeous. And yeah, I just remember standing around with the lads, and they were like PlayStation hardcore. I was the only one who was an Xbox guy at that point, because I was hardcore the original Xbox. The majority of the lads were PS2, and I remember seeing that, and we all had a go on it. And as soon as they played Call of Duty 2, it was like, well, that's it. I've got to get a 360 now. You know, I mean, it probably helped that the PS3 was still about a year out at that point. But yeah, Call of Duty 2 is an absolute classic. I love that game. I love my World War II games as well. So I'll do the Xbox stuff next because there's only a couple, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes, which is the PlayStation 2. First game I got in the bundle, and I can't remember what the bundle was, to be quite honest. It would have been a game I was looking for, and it came with some extra games. And this is the game I've played a long time ago on my channel, probably over a decade ago now, which is a bizarre thing to say, a decade. But yeah, it's got to be over 10 years since I played this. I've got a gameplay on my channel. I didn't get anywhere from what I can remember in the gameplay. I got barely anywhere in the beginning of the game. I've gotten further since. And that's Tomb Raider Legend. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm stuck at the moment, unfortunately. There's a bit where I've got to in a building and there's lasers that you've got to jump over, and I can't seem to do it. I keep getting killed. But I was really surprised. I popped it on when it came last year, and I started playing it, and I was like, oh, okay, now it's making sense. And it felt a lot more like the 2013 game in a way. I mean, obviously this came out way before then, but it felt like that kind of gameplay, and I thought I can get into this. This is really enjoyable. The puzzles weren't that difficult. You know, some of them, I'm crap at puzzles. I always struggle, but I did manage to find my way through the puzzles okay. I think one of them I had to check online because I just couldn't figure out how to do it, but that was it. But the actual gameplay is really good, and it feels really good. The controls are really nice. Decent levels so far. Really surprised. The gunplay is really fun in it. I mean, it's pretty basic because of the generation that it's on, so it is just literally just blasting away at everything. But yeah, I was quite surprised. I've never been a fan of the older Tomb Raider games, but that one really impressed me. So I need to just get back on it now and try and finish it. The problem is I've got a load of different games I'm juggling on Xbox at the moment. I've done quite a bit of the game, and I haven't gone back to finishing them. And most of them are games I've completed many times, so that's probably why. But Tomb Raider I haven't, so I will need to put the time in for that. Next one, we got a great first-person shooter, which I definitely need to go back and finish. Is Soldier of Fortune 2 Double Helix. Now, I have played a fair bit of this. I've got quite far into it, and I was enjoying it. I can't remember where I got stuck. I'm pretty sure I got stuck, and that's why I haven't been back to it for a couple of months. But I will do. It's ultra violent. It's Soldier of Fortune, so you can blow people's arms off and legs and heads and all this. It's real cartoon violence. But yeah, not bad actually. Pretty decent for what it is. You know, it's not the greatest first-person shooter by any means, but it's enjoyable for what it is. And yeah, I'm just going to have to go back to it and finish it. I was surprised how far I actually got into it, because I remember playing it back in the day, like over 10 years ago, when I built up a massive Xbox collection in the early days of my channel. And I couldn't really get anywhere in the game. I got stuck like Tomb Raider. But this time I seem to find my way through quite easily. So, you know, it's just how it goes sometimes. Next one we've got is a great collection. That is the Silent Scope Complete Collection. So Silent Scope 2, Silent Scope 3. Now, for me, Silent Scope, the first one, is more nostalgic for PS2, because I'm pretty sure I had that at launch in 2000. I remember playing the hell out of that, really enjoying that game, along with Tekken Tag Tournament. So yeah, I had to grab it for the Xbox. The triple on the one disc is so much better than having the 3 separate games, much easier. It plays really well. There is a sniper rifle you can buy as an accessory, a massive full-size sniper rifle for the Xbox, which I haven't seen come up that often. I think it can get pricey as well. So yeah, I'll probably never bother. I mean, to be fair, this room's too small anyway. I can't exactly set up a sniper rifle in here and use it like an arcade machine. I mean, and light gun's one thing, well, that's a bit excessive. But yeah, great little collection. Next one I picked up is the one I'm currently playing again, because I absolutely love this game. For me, a massively underrated Xbox game. In fact, just an underrated game in general that people should play. And that's Shadow Ops Red Mercury. So yes, a great first-person shooter, military first-person shooter. Again, very nostalgic. This one, in my mind, the one thing that always stuck in my mind, because I never got anywhere when I played this when it first came out. I couldn't get off the first level back in the day. But I always loved the game because of the way it starts, and it drops you out of the helicopter into a desert town, and there's you and your buddies, and they're shouting orders to you, and you're trying to take cover, and there's enemy soldiers coming left, right and centre on buildings, and they've got RPGs and assault rifles, and it's really intense and great fun. And I know exactly where I got stuck back in the day as well, because near the end of the first level, you're going through a building, and this guy pops up with an RPG and blows you up. And if you're not quick enough and you don't know it's coming, you'll always get killed. Even now, when I bought it last year, I put it on, immediately got killed by the same guy again. I was like, for Christ's sake. Now, back in the day, I gave up on the game because I had so many new games to play, I just didn't care. I never went back to it. But now, I have completed this before, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's got some great levels, really, really nice levels. The graphics are gorgeous because it's on Xbox. And the controls are really tight as well, actually. It's really nice, twin stick, all the modern style controls, works really well. My favourite level so far, without doubt, I mean, there's a great level in the snow quite early on, which is fantastic. And it's got some awesome music and atmospherics in it. But my favourite level is one, it's like a Baltic kind of level where you're going through a town. You fight your way through this town, you get to this building, and there's a sniper hiding in the building, you've got to find him. So the order is to go through the building, find the sniper and kill him. And when you get to him, there's a hole in the floor, and he's down below, sniping out of a hole in the wall. So you kill him, drop down, and then all your buddies are outside, and they're trying to plant explosives, and you've got to do Overwatch. It's a basic thing nowadays in military games, but when you play it for the time, and the atmosphere that it creates when you're playing it, it feels really, really good, and it looks gorgeous for the time, for the graphics. It looks really impressive and cinematic, and you do that, and once you've protected them all, you turn around, there's a door behind you, door bursts open, the terrorist comes running at you, and you have to kill him. It's great. I really enjoy this game. It's very simplistic, in terms of first-person shooters compared to what you're going to get now. But as I say, I feel like it's very underrated. I don't ever see anybody pick it up or talk about it. And if you like a really fun first-person shooter, especially a military shooter, and you just want to kill a lot of people and the story's not that important, honestly, it's not that great. But you want really cinematic feel to it and gorgeous graphics and great levels. Recommend Shadow Ops Red Mercury, it's brilliant. Next one I picked up, one of my absolute favourite, most nostalgic games from this generation. That is Freedom Fighters. I've talked about it a few times over the years on my channel, but this is a classic. This is a great game. Another one that sort of went under the radar. I don't think many people played it, or at least I've never really seen people talk about it on YouTube when I've been watching pickup videos and collection videos over the years, but it's a great game. It's a third person, I can't think what the word is, but yeah, it's a tactical shooter basically. You've got yourself, you're a civilian, the Russians invade America, you have to join the resistance, and as you get better and you get more respect, you can hire some of the resistance fighters to go with you, so you can have like a 2-man team with you, and it's just basic controls like stay here and defend, go over there and kill, that kind of thing. But it works really well. It's really, really well designed. Very simple missions. It's just you just go in there, rescue people, or you go and kill a load of Russian soldiers and liberate an area. And they have this whole thing where you go in the sewer, and the resistance are down the sewer, and you can pick on the map where you want to go, and each different thing. Like you'll have one where you have to blow up a bridge, and that will lead to another part of the game that you can go into, and that'll help you with that section. But they also have really cool little cinematics where like you've got Russian state TV taking over in America. And it's really cool game. I really wish people would play it and give it more of a chance, because it's definitely one that flew under the radar, I feel. Next one is the PlayStation 2. Now, we've got a fair few games on here, so I won't take too long going through each one of them. I'll do what I can. So first one we've got is some light gun action. So we've got Time Crisis 2, which is a brilliant game. Great port of the arcade. Love Time Crisis, love light gun games. I mean, they're some of my favourites to play. Like a lot of people, I think, if you've got a CRT and you've got a light gun game, you're good to go, because they're just easy. You just pop them on and just blast away, and they're really fun. And that, for me, is one of the best ports. It's absolutely fantastic on the PS2. I've also got Time Crisis 3. Now, I haven't completed this one. I've done number 2 many times. Number 3 I need to complete. I need to sit down. I've got to get a G-Con 2 to play these, so once I get one I will do this. I've played this before. I've gotten fairly far through it, and I've done pretty well on it. I don't do as well as I do on number 2. I find number 2 fairly easy. Probably just because I've played it so many times since it came out all those years ago. But yeah, number 3 is great. Very nice condition, by the way. Look at that. Look at the shine. Then we've got the third one, which is Crisis Zone. So this one I don't have much experience with. I have played it before. It's, from what I can remember, you've got a shield, and you instead of hiding behind cover, you hide behind the shield and pop out and shoot everybody. Yeah, it looks really good. I mean, it's a Time Crisis game. I really can't go wrong with that. So yeah, I've now got Time Crisis Project Titan on PS1. These 3 for PS2. What I would really like is Time Crisis 4 for the PS3. I've had it years ago. I'd like to get it back, but I know it's expensive, so who knows if that's going to happen. We'll see. Then we've got a first-person shooter, which I haven't played probably for another decade, and that is World War Zero. I don't remember it being particularly great. This one came in a bundle, and I can't remember if you threw this in for free or it was a low cost, because I don't think he was that bothered. I'll have to go back and watch my Instagram video to find out. But yes, from Rebellion, the guys that did the Warriors, from what I can remember, it was okay. But as I say, I think it was in a bundle with a game I'm going to show you in a minute, and another game for a couple of games, and I think he just included it in the price. So yeah, pretty cool game there. Next one, I picked this game up last summer. I went down south, down to Devon, and while I was down there, I went into one of the cash generators, and I happened to come across this. I think it was £1. I was well chuffed, and it's Splashdown. So this is like your wave race jet ski game. There's 2 of them. There's Splashdown and Splashdown 2. I believe Splashdown's on Xbox and PlayStation 2. Splashdown 2 is only on PS2, which is a shame, because I would have loved to have it on Xbox. I am going to pick up the first one on Xbox, because Xbox has the best water effects, and the graphics look great on it. And it probably runs smoother as well, of course. But yeah, I played it, and it's really good. It's just a general jet ski game. I still prefer Wave Race. I think really Wave Race is probably the king of jet ski games, and everything else pales in comparison. But it's alright, it's decent, not a bad game. Next one I played a long time ago again. These are games that I've played on my channel many years ago, but I had to get this one again. It is Space Invaders Anniversary Day. So this is a third-person style Space Invaders game where you've got a character at the bottom of the screen. Instead of a ship, you're actually a human being, and you're just running left and right horizontal and blowing up the aliens the way you would in a Space Invaders game. Really fun concept, really interesting. Nice to see a bit of a different spin on Space Invaders. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. It plays well. Next one is a game I still need to play. Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast. Massive name, just to make sure I get it right. So I've played Outrun 2. I've never played this version. The reason for that is because in the past, when I haven't had a PS2, I've just been Xboxing it. Xbox version of 2006 is ridiculous. It's always been 50 quid plus, and I ain't paying that for an Outrun game. I like Outrun games, but I don't like them that much. So yeah, that's why I've never played this version. So hopefully it'll be great. It's Outrun, it's bound to be good. I mean, number 2 was good, the original's great. So, back in the day, Europa and Turbo, and I enjoyed all of those. So yeah, I think I'll have a good time with it. Right, okay, on to the final couple of games. And I've saved these to last because they're a bit more interesting, I think. Hopefully. Just grab them and gone. Okay, bring them over here. Right, first one is a game that I saw Champion 2D Rob talk about on his channel once. So I've always been interested in giving it a try, and that is Downhill Domination. So this is a BMX game, I assume, or mountain bike game, probably. Is it? I don't know. No, it looks BMX, to be honest. I'm not too sure. I'll find out when I play it. But it's a racing game. I assume you're racing downhill, because that's what it's called. So yeah, I need to play it. As I say, I need to get a memory card from a PlayStation, and I can bang it in and start playing these games properly and saving and getting somewhere with them. But Rob said it was really good, so I trust Rob's opinion, so I thought I'd give it a try. This one I found by pure luck. I was looking at ending auctions, and this popped up, and I thought, I've never heard of that. I didn't even know it existed. So I thought I'd give it a try. And it is Destruction Derby Arenas. And when I posted it on Instagram, other people were saying they'd never heard of it either. So this is the problem. PlayStation 2 library is so massive that it can be really difficult to find all the games. You know, you'll always find new games, you see, which, you know, is a good thing and a bad thing because, you know, space. But but it's good from a gaming perspective. Yeah, I mean, I've played the Destruction Derby games on PlayStation 1. They were alright, they were decent. So this was dirt cheap. It was way cheaper than what the buy now prices were. So I thought, I'll just grab it while I can, see if I like it. Because at the end of the day, if it goes up in price later on, and it is a good game, I don't want to have missed out. Right, next thing I picked up, really cool. So, I may have mentioned previously, I can't remember, that I was having issues. I think I mentioned it in the last video. The Xbox had loads of issues with the last few years. So, until I got this modded one, I'd given up on Xbox. And I was going to buy everything on PlayStation 2. So I ended up picking up this. I saw it, I didn't even know this was actually a thing, but I decided to grab it when I saw it because it was a good price. And that is the Call of Duty trilogy. So we're talking Call of Duty Finest Hour, Call of Duty 2, Big Red One, and Call of Duty 3. And yeah, it comes in a nice little slipcase. A little bit disappointed, if I'm honest. I was hoping it was going to be the kind of cardboard case that the Bond collection comes in, where you get everything or nothing, and what was the other one? GoldenEye, Rogue Agent, where it's just a solid piece of cardboard that the game's sliding to the side of. This one, unfortunately, is just a slip cut, a little bit of slip cardboard that goes over the top, and all the games have the label on the back saying not to be sold separately. But nonetheless, it's still a cool thing to have, and from what I've seen on eBay, it's one of the better condition ones. It's got some wear down the edge, but most of them, the cardboard slip is destroyed to most, unfortunately. Yeah, the games themselves are good, they're decent. I mean, I will get them on Xbox because, of course, they run absolutely far better on Xbox. But it's just nice to have them in the PS2 collection, so when I'm playing my PS2, I haven't got to switch consoles, I can just play the games. Finest Hour I haven't completed yet, I still find that one difficult. I got fairly far into the game, got stuck on a level with some tanks and it drove me crazy. Number 2 is brilliant, I love Big Red One, really fun game. And number 3 I've always really enjoyed it. I've always said that it's better on this generation than it is on the PS3 and 360. I just feel like it plays better on this generation. Next one I picked up is a game I've never played. I'm very much looking forward to getting into this once I get a memory card for my console. And that is Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts. Why the hell did they give it such a big name? Why don't they just call it World at War? I don't know if this is the same game as what we got on PS3 and Xbox 360, or if it's a mashup of both original levels and levels from that game, or it's just a completely original campaign. I don't know. But I thought it'd be really interesting to try because I love World at War on the PS3. I had so much fun with it the last time I played it. You know, I remember playing it and thinking, well, I wasn't that keen the first time it came out, but when I played it last time, I really, really enjoyed it, especially the German levels. The American levels are okay, but the German levels, absolutely stellar. So I'm very much looking forward to trying that out once I get a memory card for the system. And the last one I've got is another collection, and that is the Capcom Classics Collection number 2. So I need to get number 1. I've had it many times on Xbox, but I need to get it for PS2 for this now. I saw number 2. I think this was one of the games that was in that bundle I was talking about. The main reason I got this was because it's got Black Tiger on it, which is a game I remember playing on my Commodore 64 and had a great time. It's a really fun little game. It's got the obligatory 1940 game on here. We've got 1941 on here. But we've got things like Captain Commando, which is good. Knights of the Round, which I don't really think is that good. King of the Dragon is the same. I owned them both on Super Nintendo. I mean, these should be the arcade version, so they should play better. So there is that. It's got Mega Twins and Magic Sword classics. Love both of those. The obligatory Street Fighter games. Got Strider on here, which is absolutely brilliant. Tiger Roads, which is a great game, and a few others. So yeah, pretty decent. So that's all the games I picked up last year, really. I mean, that's the final ones. Obviously, I did post a pickup at the end of the year. I think that was a PS2 one as well. So a few other games that came in at the end of the year. But these are just things I picked up over last year. And because I wasn't on YouTube, I didn't post any videos. I did put some stuff up on Instagram, as I say. I don't really post on Instagram that much. It's just when and when I can be asked. I prefer this medium than I do Instagram. I can't really get to grips with it. Anyway, there you go. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments as always, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.